The Las Vegas Raiders completely dominated on the defensive side of the football against the Los Angeles Chargers, and just in general after that 63-21 beatdown. But after watching the film, I was very pleased by our performance on the defensive line when it came to just creating pressure, forcing fumbles, and making plays in the run game. I really think for the Raiders to have a chance to get back into the playoff hunt in this final stretch of the season, they really need their defensive line to continue to step up like they did last week. I just wanted to break down some of the film for you guys, but without further ado, let's just jump right into the tape. The first turnover of the day for the Raiders defense. Here we got defensive end Malcolm Koonce is able to blow right past his man and get to the quarterback and eventually cause a fumble. Let's take a look right here. You can see he has that athleticism off the edge, and right here he's able to swat the hands. Very nice right here. You combine this with the bend and the athleticism that he possesses. This allows him to leave his man in the dust and makes a huge play for the Raiders defense. Here we got Tyree Wilson lined up on the edge. Here he is able to make a great stop in the run game. He bullies the tight end and is able to get his hands on the running back and bring him down for a minimal gain. Now we weren't able to bring down the quarterback on this play as he gets his pass off almost immediately, but just look at the push that Tyree Wilson and Max Crosby were able to create on the edges. It's a good thing that the quarterback threw it short and got the ball off quickly, because if not, that pressure would have for sure got in there. Here we got defensive tackle Jerry Tillery, who takes advantage of the missed assignment from the Chargers blocking scheme, and he's able to make them pay with another sack. Another great rep here from the defensive line. Here we got Tyree Wilson lined up as a nose tackle. He's able to get some push right in the middle of the pocket. And then we got Malcolm Koonce, who's able to beat his man and force an incomplete pass. We see Koonce initially bounces off of his man. Then he's able to put his shoulder down and fights his way into the backfield. And once again, he shows off that nice bend and athleticism that he has on the edge. Here is another phenomenal play from Malcolm Koonce. He's able to beat his man off the edge and uses his athleticism to his advantage once again. And even here, the tackle was holding him, which ultimately results in a penalty. But Koonce doesn't give up. He doesn't care. He keeps hustling, and he shows some pretty impressive speed to force the Chargers quarterback to just run this out of bounds. Here, Malcolm Koonce hits them with a stunt to the inside. The Chargers offensive line doesn't pick this up, and after that he's able to force the quarterback to run for his life and eventually throws an incomplete pass. Here we got Malcolm Koonce once again, but this time he's able to get involved in the run game. The tight end is no match for him in the run blocking game, and he's quickly able to locate the ball carrier and just make the tackle. Another turnover here for the defense, and this is just another great rep by Malcolm Koonce, who fights the chip block off the line of scrimmage. Then after that, he wisely uses his left arm to not allow that tackle to get his hands on him. After that, he beats him on the edge, and he's just able to bring down the quarterback for a fumble, scoop, and score from the big fella John Jenkins. Also, we got to give a huge shout out to Max Crosby on this play as well. He's able to crash on the edge as well, which forced the quarterback to move outside of the pocket, and then boom, that's where Malcolm Koonce is able to finish the play. Just great stuff right here by both of our edge rushers. Here we got defensive tackle Adam Butler. He's able to just swallow up this play, beats his man to the point of attack, and after that he's just able to get into the backfield and stuff the run. Now this play right here is not related to the defensive line, but I just had to include this play. It was just so nice to watch. This was just an absolute beautifully read pick six from cornerback Jack Jones, who we recently just picked up. He reads this play all the way. You can just tell he's been watching the film and he knew exactly what the Chargers were going to run here, and even the catch was spectacular as well with that one-handed grab for the touchdown. Here we see Tyree Wilson does a little stutter move off the line and is able to fight through the contact and get some pressure off the edge, which the quarterback definitely recognizes, and he just throws this underneath. And although Tyree Wilson wasn't able to get there, I just like how Tyree here is trying some new things, trying some new moves as a pass rusher. Very exciting to see. Right here, this was so close for Tyree Wilson to just make a spectacular play. He gets off the block from the tight end, and after that he's just in a perfect position to make a play in the backfield, but he just misses the tackle. He's got to come up with that. But overall, as we can see, the Raiders defensive line just got after it, and it really allowed this defense to thrive and create turnovers and be able to put points on the board for our team on that side of the ball. Now, I will say the Raiders did go against a limited LA Chargers team who didn't have Justin Herbert, and a team who essentially gave up on their head coach after they went down big. But the Raiders still had a lot of things you just love to see on tape that can really help us down the stretch and could potentially help us upset a team like the Kansas City Chiefs. Raiders will have a legitimate test next week on the road at Arrowhead Stadium on Christmas Day, and for the Raiders to have a shot, we need to find a way to create pressure on quarterback Patrick Mahomes. The Raiders got to find a way to make him feel uncomfortable and ultimately bring him down to the ground. And what I saw from last game and just in general throughout the season, I've loved what I've seen from defensive end Malcolm Koonce. He's really had a very solid season on the opposite side of Max Crosby. Tyree Wilson has also started to come alive as well. He's been showing some versatility, playing some snaps at defensive tackle where he's dominated in his short sample size. He can also be used as a rotational defensive end player. So if these three guys on the defensive line can continue playing at this high level, if they can continue to be locked in and be able to make Patrick Mahomes feel uncomfortable, the Raiders could definitely have a shot to upset the reigning Super Bowl champions. The Raiders defense in the previous game when we played the Chiefs, I feel like we played a little bit more conservatively than we had been accustomed to. But I think in this game we just have to be much more aggressive on both sides of the football. On defense, we got to play tighter coverage. We have to play more man-to-man, get up on the Chiefs at the line of scrimmage, try to jam him up, and ideally try to get that pressure on Patrick Mahomes. Really, the Kansas City Chiefs on offense, they aren't the same deep ball threat that they once were when they had a guy like Tyreek Hill. Their weapons besides Travis Kelce aren't anything crazy. I think the Raiders can possibly match up with them, but it really all starts up front. The defensive line has to get pressure, and just in general, I think the Raiders defense, we need to gamble and be aggressive on the defensive side of the football and try to force Mahomes to a couple of bad plays, bad throws, and a couple of turnovers. If the Raiders defensive line can continue to step up along with the aggressive play calling from Patrick Graham, the Raiders defense might find a way to spoil Christmas for Mahomes and their offense. And obviously too, the Raiders offense, they got to get it together. They have to continue to be aggressive and creative in their play calling like we saw last week against the Chargers. But this is going to be a huge test as well, as the Kansas City Chiefs defense is legit. They are very sound on that side of the football. And just how I mentioned, I want the defense to be very aggressive in this game. I think the offense, we have to be very aggressive as well. Just in general, this team has to go out there and be aggressive, and we gotta take that victory from Kansas City if we want to get it. We're gonna have to take our shots when we need to on offense. But the Raiders in the final 3 games of this season, look, it's gonna be very tough for sure. But it all starts with Kansas City, and I think if the Raiders could get an upset right here, this would be a huge statement from Antonio Pierce and from this whole team. If we found a way to get that monkey off of our back and finally hand the Kansas City Chiefs a loss, which has been long overdue. But Raider Nation, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I definitely want to get you guys' opinions. But with that being said, that is all for you guys in today's video. Anybody that's new to the channel, you guys love Raider related content just like this, make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. That being said, I will see you guys in the next one.